What is up, you guys? It is Chris, and we're back again with another video. If you saw my previous video, I went to Pocono Raceway. I was testing out a few things. So I wouldn't call it really a track day. It was more so like a shakedown, testing out some new stuff that I've done to the car. And there are really two big things that I've done to the car. Number one is I did a full brake kit, a full ECS V5 brake kit. And number two is I changed out my H&R Super Sport springs with Bilstein coilovers, both of which were giving some some issues. So with the brake kit, again, like I explained in the previous video, the pedals started to feel soft after the first session, and also pumping the brake pedal was making some weird noises. And then for the coilover kit, it felt kind of soft. Like as I was going around corners, it felt kind of like the same amount of body roll as I felt with my H&R Super Sport springs. So anyway, we're gonna try to rectify those issues in this video. And in addition to that, I may or may not have expressed this in previous videos, but I'm gonna be planning a very, very special road trip very soon. So I would need to prepare a few things on the car for that road trip. So I'm gonna be doing that in this video as well. So let's get right to it.
You can even feel it in the pedal. Yeah. Yeah, that's so weird. Stop.
So the verdict, you said, is to never buy these brakes.
Yeah. There's too much play in them, which is strange. Read the characteristics now of the rotor and the pad now. And you weren't getting brake fade, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like the pedal was getting soft in the second session, but not fade where like I couldn't stop it.
Where it was like going always to the bottom.
No, not that. That didn't happen. All right, so that is the verdict. Folks, to expand on what my brother was describing, when you go from drive to reverse and you press the brake pedal, you feel and hear a like a clicking / thudding noise in the brake pedal when you get on the brakes. Then if you go from reverse to drive and you hit the brakes again, it doesn't, like, the same noise happens. To be honest, that is very different from what I've experienced with the OEM brake rotors and whatever genuine pads, I think it's like Hawk performance pads I've used before. I've never had that feeling, never had that sound, never felt like those play in the pedal, nothing at all. So I will say that, you know, when I was at Pocono Raceway, I was doing like 130, 140 miles an hour, like I said, and I was able to come to a stop. However, the pedal still felt soft. It didn't give me the level of confidence that I've had with the genuine BMW rotors. All that to say, I don't think I would go with this again. I haven't really had a chance to do like multiple track days to see how it compares with the OEM rotors and pads, but so far it feels very similar but less. And thinking back, this was a cheaper option than the genuine OEM BMW rotors and pads, the whole kit. So you know, maybe if something is cheaper, more often than not, it's not going to be as good as the OEM. You know, OEM is, if it costs more, it's probably better. So something to know. Separately, these wheels in this color are hell to keep clean. So when I did my first track day on them, they got dirty very quickly. They're very dirty now. I just washed them at my brother's house. It was, as you may see in the overlay on the video, we're just washing them. They get dirty quick, so this is not the right color to have on a track wheel. So I'm still gonna keep them where they are now. I do love them, but anyway, this time I'm doing the final stages of the maintenance I've been trying to do this car for the past like 4 months at this point. It's a nice and sunny day. As you can see in the back, I have 4 Michelin Pilot 4S tires. If you're wondering, a coupe will hold all 4 tires, and I've done this a number of times before. I've had all 4 tires mounted on wheels in this car. I had to drive across New York City to get them mounted, or, you know, something done to it, like alignment or whatever. So anyway, right now I'm heading to in-track to do just that. So I'm going to mount those tires on my current sorry, my allergies, on my current Apex wheels, and I'm also going to do an alignment, and also I'm going to adjust the coilover. I felt like the coilovers were still a little soft, and maybe because when I installed them, the shop that did them assumed that I was going to be doing a little bit more road trips, which I did tell him, as opposed to a mix of road trips and, you know, some spirited driving. So I need to get them adjusted, maybe get them a little stiffer. Another thing, you can hear the sound of these Toyo tires. I love it. It sounds like a spaceship, like a flying saucer. Listen closely. Oh, I love that sound. It sounds amazing. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hear that sound anymore because these Pilot 4S, I'm sure they don't make this sound. It doesn't have the same compound and so on. So I'm going to be without this sound for quite some time, but I've got something way more special coming up in the next few videos, so stay tuned. So these are the Michelin tires, 295 to 265. The current R888. Holy see, we're here at In-Track Auto. We're doing alignment, make the coilovers stiffer, mount the tires, obviously. Alright, I'm heading back home. I didn't get a chance to record it or, you know, record the conversations that I was having with people at the shop, but TLDR, the reason why it felt so floaty, why the coilovers felt so floaty, is because they were at the softest setting. They're at a 0 out of 10, as I understand. And by the way, I'm new to this, I'm learning. There are 10 clicks, so to speak, for coilovers, 10 being the stiffest ride for possibly, you know, more of a dedicated track setup, and then 0 being probably soft a little bit. And that is what it was at. It was at 0. So that's why I had body roll when I was at Pocono Raceway last week. In track, they said it's a level 5. I haven't really felt what the bumps felt like really, but so far they feel much more pronounced. Like the way the car shakes is much more pronounced now than it was before. So that's a good sign. Maybe also a bit of a bad sign because it means the car is back to being a rough ride. Also, the wheel gap is huge. So these tires are, again, they're 295/35 in the rear and 265/35 in the front. And they are shorter than the R888 setup that I had, which again was 305/35 in the rear, 18. And then 275/35, 18 in the front. So both the front and the rear are now shorter than what they once were, which means I have less ground clearance. I'll try to put a video on the screen of what it now looks like. I'll also try to show a video of what it used to look like for comparison, and it is a noticeable difference. The car is much more closer to the ground. Two things I'm doing today. It's a little bit more maintenance. So one, I have to remove the tints on the front windows and the windshield. So just 3 pieces of tint need to be removed. Again, I'm doing a special road trip. I haven't quite revealed it yet, but maybe you can guess where I'm going based on the fact that I need to remove just those 3 windows. And then another thing, I did mention a couple of times that my brake pedal feels soft. So I am also taking it back to the shop for them to do that as well. Thankfully, they seem to do all of those things. I know they said that the tints, they're going to take it to a shop around the corner that can handle that, but it's all kind of like in the same area, so I'm just dropping it off in one place. So that is what I'm doing now. I'm going to show some video of what it looks like, what the tints look like, because I think it's perfect. So it is 20% all around and then 35% on the windshield, and I think it's the perfect balance of privacy. It looks good at night, it looks good in the daytime. This is just to demonstrate how dark it looks at nighttime. Typically, outside observers cannot tell that you're inside the car. However, if there is a light source that's shining nearby, they may be able to make out a silhouette of the people inside the car, but they can't tell like the facial features, anything specific about the person. They won't know what they look like, and they also may not know that you're even looking at them. However, driving inside the car at night can be a little difficult, but only until you get used to it. So looking out your rear view mirrors and through the windshield may be a little dark, but you will eventually adapt to it. It's a little dusty, but yeah, again, this is 35% all around on the rear, sides, 35%. At an angle you can't see anything. At night you definitely can't see anything. And it's also very sunny today, so so I can see through the front a little bit. But again, at night, you can't see anything. Alright, just picked up the car. It's been 3 days. I dropped it off on a Tuesday. It's Thursday now. I mean, I feel like 3 days to remove tints is a lot, but what do I know? Anyway, so this is what it looks like now on the side. So these are completely, bad road. These are fishbowl windows. Now the rear 3 windows, so the what do you call it, the actual rear window and then the rear side windows here are still tinted. Again, those are 20% on this one here, and then that one there, and then of course the other one on that side. So those 3 is still 20%. The windshield is completely see-through. That one also completely see-through. I'm gonna show a video of what it looks like on the outside to actually get a visual, because I've had tinted windows for like 4 years now, maybe 5. I don't know if I got them before the pandemic or during the pandemic. It might be 6 years actually. I'll have to dig that up. Maybe I'll put it on the screen when I actually did them. But yeah, unfortunately, your boy's not tinted no more. We're back in fishbowl mode temporarily. I'm very certain I'll get them back. All right, this is what it looks like. So 20%, and then completely solid, or you know, non-tinted. So if you see the difference. Can't really see in the back seat of the car. Of course, there's a glare. I don't know how to like fix that, but you can't really see in the back of the car. Of course, the window's dirty because it's been sitting in all the pollen for so long. But you can really see in the front of the car now. Man, it is like just see right through it. All right, I think we're finally done here. So 5 months worth of maintenance. I think we can say it's finally done. Again, the whole purpose of everything that I've been doing over this video, the last video, and the one before that has been for a very, very special road trip that I've been planning for quite some time. In fact, Gael has been doing most of the planning, so big shout out to her. And technically, the trip is underway at this very moment. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna reveal it more directly in the next video or at some point in the future. But if you like this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.